Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Whales of Wall Street. Today's video is the biggest conspiracy theory in the world. That, my friends, is sarcasm. For those that don't know me, I am probably one of the most sarcastic people you could ever meet. But my point is the same. Conspiracy theories, guys. I remember 2015, bless him, David Icke, came up with the theory, or indeed the research around a universal currency, or indeed a digitalized currency that will work around the world, that will ensure control to, obviously, not us, but the elites and the people that make the decisions above the governments that we see on TV, who are clearly just puppets anyway. And universal basic income, two-tier society, all this stuff. Now, I'm not saying he's right about everything, but those few points, even back then in 2015, I remember watching the documentary that he did very eagerly and thinking, some of this is very far-fetched, David. But what was interesting with it is a couple of years later, as soon as I started hearing information about cryptocurrencies and blockchain, I suddenly started having questions answered that even I've had for years, and including seeing how that could all be possible that he mentioned. Now, I don't want to make this about him or anything to do with, some theories and this, that, and the other. I'm talking about facts here now, because at what point does a conspiracy theory become reality? And I want to make this point clear, because everyone should be open-minded and never, ever, ever conclude indefinitely that one answer is better than the other. For people I follow for many years since I was a child, like Stephen Hawking, who's obviously not around anymore, was always theoretical with things and making sure that you had an open mind. And his quotations of, never look at your feet, always look up, always look at the stars, dream. And that stays with me. And I'm open-minded with anything and everything. I will never say definitively that this is 100% correct or this, that, and the other. But what I will do is, when finally something comes out where you realise that this is not conspiracy anymore, and you move into something that is clear as day happening. So what do 90% of the population look out for when they see knowledge? They think, oh, it's not on mainstream media, so it can't be true. And certainly 5-6 years ago, you may have seen some articles or narratives around CBDCs and cryptocurrency and where it's going. But I can assure you, majority of people will be like, you are talking absolute nonsense. It's not going to happen. Don't be silly. And I heard it all under the sun the last few years when I've tried to talk to people about crypto. I know for a fact that most of them are now in it, finally realizing, and that's not me saying told you so, that's me saying welcome to the club, I'm glad you made it. And it's literally people saying like, oh, we'll never go fully digital, we'll never be, senior people will never want to go to debit cards or remove cash. And I simply said, it doesn't matter what you think, you can't stop this. And here we are today, guys, to the point on our government website. So the reason I'm bringing out this one particularly and not articles is to pretty much shut most people up finally, once and for all, that this is actually happening. And this is real. This is not just talk and a few years of people telling me and others conspiracy theories, this, that, and the other. So there is a part of me to say I'm putting them in their place. But there's also a part of me to say we're very early. So here we go. The HM Treasury, for those that don't know, or outside the UK, is pretty much the financial institution behind any financial decisions made by our country on a government level, through the economy to finance to anything to the general public. So the government today has announced moves that will see stablecoins recognised as a valid form of payment as part of a wider plans to make Britain a global hub for crypto asset technology and investment. So this pulls up from the article that we pulled out last June, I believe it was, when we covered this. And in fact, we've got the video up here. We did the Digital Pound Foundation video about 5 months ago as well. And literally pulling in the article that was done by the government and everything to showcase what particular advisory boards are on with this. And it looks like the Digital Pound Foundation was being advised or working with the likes of Ripple, Quant, Avalanche, Electroneum. Electroneum was a big surprise to me, and I thought, well, what's that about? And it finally sort of kicked in my head that actually this makes sense, because they've had extremely good trials over in Africa, utilizing your mobile as payment structures via mobile phone number or other ways and means. And this was it, guys. This was very, very interesting. And if you go through the website, actually, this is operating or working within 190 countries already. And look how many people have downloaded the app. That's a small number, guys. And confirmation of what I've just said to you, and from the research that we've done in the last 12 months and pinpointed these things, Digital Pound Foundation. Guys, it's right in our faces. Like I said in the previous Quant video, I'm not here to continuously bring out narratives and this, that, and the other, but what I'm here to do is bring knowledge and thoughts and opinions. I want people to be against me in some cases, so I can be open-minded. Go, actually, yeah, I understand that point, but for this in particular, this is happening. This is happening right in front of us, and you see the constant distractions throughout the world the last few years. And I'll pull you back even to when the pandemic, if that's what you call it, back in 2020 when it first started. No one really knew about the agricultural bill here in the UK going through. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, everyone's so distracted, and we're now stopping something that's affecting the quality of our food moving forwards. And then all of a sudden, Brexit comes along, finally, fixing itself in. I say finally, I'm not for it or against it. I couldn't care less. But it's more fact of the matter that is very conveniently timed, giving the farmers as well 24 hours to respond. And obviously they're not going to do that because they're probably in the tractors or actually doing work, and they weren't able to stop this thing. So my point being is that take yourself away from the televisions, please, because they are doing you no good. The only thing they're good for is to tell you what the weather might be in the day to decide whether you're going to go somewhere or not. 9 times out of 10 is rubbish. I'll tell you what, it's a story actually when I went to Rome in 2019, I think it was, and I was being told by people, you shouldn't go, they have a shortage of water. I was like, I don't think they have a shortage of water. No, you shouldn't go. I went to Rome. I'm telling you now, there was water everywhere. There was water spewing out of the hydrants. There was water coming out of the aqueducts. People were drinking from the fountains. There was no shortage of water. It's probably so they didn't have so many people going there or something. It's all these things, guys. Like, it's not what it seems. And here's another absolutely spot on example. CBDCs, guys. We're talking about here as well. Working with the Royal Mint on an NFT. Measures including legislation for a financial market infrastructure sandbox to help firms innovate. An FCA, financial something advisor, I can't remember what that is. It's basically the finance regulators here in the UK, Crypto Sprint, working with the Royal Mint, guys. The Royal Mint on an NFT. Hello? This is the transition, guys. I've said this for ages. 2025 is the goal. I hope to be out of crypto and all my investments by 2025. I might keep some in there, a small amount afterwards, but I feel like the mass adoption is coming. Part of a series of measures to make the UK a global hub. So as I said, we covered this last year, the innovation hub being created in the UK in London to facilitate the advancements of crypto technology, crypto asset technology, and investment capabilities. And you can open this up really to the various sectors this can go into, especially trade. Trade is such a huge part of it, the world economy, and for sure they're working on that. Engagement groups, as we said, Royal Mint on non-funds, but I can't believe we're reading this. Like it's like what we're going on for like years. And here we go. I've mentioned this in many videos. Trust me, go and look back at all our CBDC videos. It's all in there. Been saying this for a long time. Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak. A lot of people don't like him. He's probably mainly responsible for the 2008 nonsense as well. But anyway, it's my ambition to make the UK a global hub for crypto asset technology, and the measures we've outlined today will help to ensure firms can invest, innovate and scale up in this country. Honestly, I think the UK has been slow and far behind with a lot of this crypto stuff, but finally they've woken up. Also announced the UK will proactively explore the potentially transformative benefits of distributed ledger technology, i.e. DLTs, in the UK financial market. Greater efficiency, transparency and resilience. What do we say? The whole transparency aspect. We're going to remove, arguably, money laundering, fraudulent activity, tax dodgers, all this stuff. Why do you think so many people are trying to put a petition through right now? Because they don't want the cash removed. Simple. It's time, guys. I mean, there's pros and cons to this. Like, I don't like tax dodging. I'm like, well, hang on a minute. I'm paying a load of it. Why isn't everyone else? And fair play to the clever people that manage to work their way around it. But I know a lot of people that have their cash under the mattress. Do you know what I mean? And they're going to be stuck soon because they're going to be asking people to cash that in and go into the digital system. And then what are you going to do? So there's all these things happening, and I'll reiterate about the CBDCs, guys. There's some good and bad. There's some of the things I just mentioned. The bad side of it is simply going to be the control mechanism. This is all going to be digitalized to the point. Unfortunately, I can't go into massive detail of the conversation I had at the weekend, but it's very clear to me. It's very clear that there's going to be a social, very big social change. The way that we are and are not allowed to spend money, health related scenarios, what you can and cannot buy, and why you can't buy it, or you have done badly, or you're not doing this and therefore you can't have this. Creating again the basic universal income that's very much on our doorsteps right now. Trust me, go and have a look at that. I've seen the trials in Canada. It's very successful and it's coming here very soon. You will own nothing and be happy. People think that was a theory, and here we are. We're on the brink of it starting. I want to bring these points as well. I'm going to rattle through these bits. So BIS, I do recommend keeping an eye on a daily basis. So many projects. We've covered Helveltia. We've covered Project Jura. These are all basically different projects within the ecosystem of the world, whether it be for Europe, Asia, whatever it is. And what they are doing, guys, is basically pulling all these different banks, all these different governance systems to see how the cross-border transactions occur, how speedy they are, how efficient they are, what systems need to do to work with others. You've got to remember, we can't just switch on a system. Can't just go, cool, cash is gone, our existing fiat systems are gone, we're going to put this in. You have to understand that each systems and messaging service are different, each different privacy, security levels, all these things, because for blockchain blockchain is about transparency and verification, right? So it's important that all the systems work around this system. And what you got to ask yourselves is like, there's a lot of work with Hong Kong, for example, but the rest of China is trying to push forwards with its digital yuan. And you know for a fact, like with China and Hong Kong, there's always a bit of a battle in internally there. And now you're talking about like Russia being removed off SWIFT. I'm not going to say it, but I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. And we're going to see it happen. And again, I'm not going to sit here by 2025 and go, I told you so. It's going to be welcome to the damn party, guys. You are early. And I hope you get success out of all of this. This is all about
clicking on the alerts tab.
Definitely get a chance to watch all this.
Alerts on
this, guys, Project Ellipse, which has been trialing for a few months now. This is all about AI, machine-to-machine learning. The whole entire system's already here, guys. It's here. It's ready. It's literally going to be switched on. And if you remember a few videos back, hopefully I can find it at some point again. But basically, every single project had a deadline of 2025. It was the end of this year into 2023 that the trials have succeeded. And then next year is all about the implementation and the switch on in 2025. By the way, Project Dunbar worked with R3 and Patois. Now R3 Corda, for those that are big fans like I am of XDC Zinfin, will be very excited about this. Corda and Quorum. It's spelling it out for you. You're not going to see this in the news. You're not going to see this in education. You are only going to see it if you are interested in this space and you're doing your own research and you are going deep, my friends. I'm talking about getting that shovel out and dig as deep as you can and find out as much as you can. But more importantly, turn that information into gold, guys. It's all written here. It's all available here. You have to do it yourselves. Hopefully you guys watch the videos that we do on all this kind of stuff, and hopefully you then go and think, how can I benefit this to my life moving forward? How can I get out of the potential system that's coming? Or what do I need to do to make money here? It's all written in front of our own eyes if you look hard enough. I will pinpoint a few key ones. This is not all of them. Algorand I haven't put up here. We've got Ripple, of course, being heavily involved with the Digital Pound Foundation. Avalanche being heavily involved with the Digital Pound Foundation. Electroneum for the reasons we've mentioned earlier. And of course, this powerhouse of quant that we covered in a video 2 days ago, which has flown, by the way. I think everyone appears to be very excited about this quant one. Over 1,000 views. Very nice. Thank you very much. But also, as I said, keep an eye on BIS. Keep an eye on their YouTube channel. I was literally watching this morning the conversation. It was one of the first times they've had decentralized finance, or DeFi, in the same room with traditional banking systems, and they were basically answering the question, can DeFi work in a central bank digital currency system? It was outstanding to be able to watch that happen in a room, and I was literally listening along happily thinking, this is amazing, because do you know what? Everything is so early still price-wise. We think that it's so high when we think quant is $100 odd, but I'm telling you now, this is going to be a monster, and so are all the others as well. I'm not even a holder of Avalanche, and it's a fantastic project. The reason I'm not in it because I didn't get it when I wanted to before, and that's that. And I have a big portfolio that I'm trying to reduce, actually, and I probably will add Avalanche when I get to break even on some of the other ones. Of course, Ripple I hold, Electroneum I hold, Quant I hold. There's more. This isn't all of them. Algorand was in there as well, I'm pretty sure. But you've got like Stellar, like I said, XDC. Honestly, like majority of the cryptocurrency is going to disappear over the next few years when regulation fully kicks in. And I'm not saying to go and panic and get all scared and stuff like that, but just be wary as you're going along. Just keep your eye on everything in this space, everything. But one thing's for sure, guys, is that central bank digital currency related projects are going to win. Do you think the governments are going to let the rest win? Of course not. And then also on top of that as well, we just got to keep an eye out for any of the updates through the World Economic Forum. The Davos agendas coming up. I mean, I think it's the World Economic Forum, guys, is like got the Davos agenda. I think it's coming up in a couple of months, if not a month's time. As I said before, this is like 400 grand a ticket, and it's very much something that a lot of rich people go to. Events. Let's just quickly go to events. I'm pretty sure. There we go. Davos agenda. Oh, maybe it's already happened this year. Can't really remember. Of course, big key highlights every year are very much around digital currencies. This European Commission. How many times have we mentioned European Commission involved with likes of IOTA and Quant? We honestly could go on forever, guys. It's absolutely mental. But do go and, I don't know why it's not on here, because I watched it literally this morning, but all of these seem to say 10 days ago, so I think there's a bit of a bug here. But yeah, it was very interesting to watch that video earlier today from the BIS. I was confirming so many different things, and it also confirmed how early everyone is, because they're still trying to define to the bank systems what cryptocurrency is. Why is it beneficial to use blockchain, the Merkle tree, verification processes within blocks and chains? And I was like, wow, really? These people don't know? And like, it just tells you that you could be in generational wealth right now. in this space. Obviously, do your own research. Be very open-minded about where the charts are in terms of prices, in terms of structures, in terms of positions. But for one thing's for sure, in the long run, we're winning, guys. So I'm going to leave that there. Do ask any questions you have in the comments. Any thoughts? Please throw out your thoughts like you did in the quant video, because I know I'm not alone here, and I feel like that there is an opportunity for so many to understand and wake up and realize that the world is not what it seems. To please turn off those ridiculous screens, those television screens of news channels and utter nonsense, and realize that there's an opportunity in the background of things that are actually happening whilst you are being distracted. Do you think the rich people sit there watching TV, or do you think they go and do things based on the knowledge that they know in the background, or at least have advisors that do so? The time is now, guys. Make your decision. Let's go. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next rabbit hole video. Bye bye.